There's something else I want to say about the weird guy that sent me that weird dick pic. I don't believe he was the. I listened to both. They called within a short time of each other, and I don't believe that they're the same person. The one that was talking about my religion for 3 hours the night before, and him. I don't believe they're the same person. Um, maybe they am, but I don't think I felt like there was reason to believe it wasn't. I think whoever sent that dick pic might have been the weird stalker that has been contacting me a couple of times over the last year, who watches my videos and clearly doesn't listen, or clearly only watches them to take the piss out of things I say. So it's most likely to be him. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but it's made me think how much I hate people, and how like this world is just full of sick, twisted perverts that probably fantasize, like people who send dick pics to a complete stranger. We're not talking about dick pics of say if you're seeing someone regularly, or say you fancy someone, and you, but you know, you see them, I don't know, but whatever this was, it doesn't even matter. But I think that there are a lot of people that are mentally ill, and they send dick pics because they genuinely believe that the other person, the woman that they send them to, likes them. If I send you a dick pic, you're going to fantasize about it. You're going to want to have sex with it. You're going to think, oh, wow, I want to have sex with this guy. I mean, I don't understand how any guy could think that sending a dick pic to someone that doesn't know who they are, I don't see how that they, you know, either they're doing this as a type of attack on them, and are just saying, I don't give a shit. I'm sending you this because I know you don't want to see this, and I'm doing this to piss you off. Or they're doing it because they genuinely believe that the girl likes seeing dick pictures. And that just kind of reminds me of like the Bonnie Blue, what she's doing. You know, I think she's just lying and being like, oh yeah, give me father son. You know, I don't care if you're 60, 70, 80. Hey, if you can get hard, then yeah, we can have sex. Or maybe on the 18th birthday, you can go stand outside with balloons, and I'll take your virginity, and everything will be fine. I don't know, but whatever she's saying, it is very funny. It's very funny because it actually plays into the fantasy of these mad people. There is a whole bunch of perverted, mad sex addicts that literally love a girl like Bonnie Blue, someone who would just say, wow, yeah, send me your dick pics. I'm very happy to see them. You know, I like seeing them. You know, I just think there's some really weird guys that are mentally ill and have some sort of sex perversion, and the idea of a woman enjoying just having sex with 1,000 people in a day, you know, this is believable for them. Now to me it's not believable. Everything that Bonnie was saying to me just sounds like we're taking the piss, you know. If I think about the guy that sent me this dick pic, and just thinking, you know, if I was forced to have some sort of conversation with this guy, you know, a part of me would be wanting to be like, yeah, I love having lots of dicks inside of me. Yeah, the more the merrier, you know. And trying, it would be really hard for me to keep a straight face. So Bonnie must have quite a good ability to say ridiculous, sick things whilst also keeping a straight face. Because I think if I was to say it, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. And someone, I saw a video today where someone was saying that Bonnie Blue must be very serious because she had a 2-hour conversation with someone and didn't burst out laughing halfway through, and therefore he saw that as proof that that she must be serious about all the things that she's doing. I don't see that as proof. I just see that she must have some sort of skill to be able to say, you know, I don't know, dick drainage. I can't remember what she was saying about that, but there was something she said about dick drainage and her loving dick drainage, and you know, I wouldn't be able to say that and not burst out laughing because it's obvious that I'm just completely taking the piss out of what mad sexual people like. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because um, I why is it important? I don't know why it's important, but I just think that there are some. If people are sick, I think they're far more happy or able to believe that other people are sick. Now, I don't know if this is how I'm seeing war. You know, I'm thinking about the sort of lies that she tells and how good she is at keeping a straight face while saying the most sickest things, whilst also kind of knowing that these sick things are actually kind of like the fantasies of what guys kind of wish, you know, oh, a girl that just wants to suck dick and not vote. Oh, perfect. You know, there's a lot of guys that might fantasize about loving a girl like that has just no intelligence but just wants to suck dick all day. You know, there's some really sick weirdos that might love this. And I don't believe any of it. But then it's also making me think, well, am I being sick with this war thing? Like, that I'm seeing on the news yesterday, there was quite a lot of actual clips on war, and I did see a video today where someone was taking lots of real images of houses being blown up. I mean, technically, I don't know, these houses could have been blown up anywhere in the world. They might not be Israel, they might not be the right country, they could just be things that happened 10 years ago, and they're saying that it's happened now. So I have no idea like what the truth is. I feel like the media is lying to people. I saw another clip of Donald Trump saying that CNN was completely fake news and unreliable, and I'm listening to a lot of these stuff and I'm thinking, well, this is all from CNN that I'm watching this through. And I've heard other people say that BBC is completely unreliable, and I used to believe that BBC was reliable and truthful, but this was about 10 years ago, and then I found out I was God, and over the years I've just been more and more stressed out as to why God is here, and yet CNN or BBC are not reporting on the fact that God is here and time traveling through time and space, and yet they're focusing on all these other things that are just, I don't know, a little bit of a scripture that proves something or whatever. Like, they're focusing on silly things, and therefore I'm not trusting the news. But in this being said, you know, I'm thinking, are these bombs real? Is this actually war that's going on, or is this not? I mean, on one hand it seems realistic, and then Andrew Tate, there was a clip of Andrew Tate saying that this is just a theatrical war where none of this is real, and they're just trying to make themselves look good. The governments are just trying to make themselves look good, and it kind of does sound believable. But then I saw straight after some videos of someone who generally believed that it is real, and then there's all these videos where people are saying that, oh, this person got killed for wearing the burqa wrong, or this person got killed for just a list of silly things, and I don't know what to believe, you know, because I'm seeing this and thinking, am I just sick for believing that this is all happening? You know, there are lots of guys who do generally think that if you send ugly, disgusting dick pics of overly large AI dicks to people whilst pretending that they're yours, you know, there's a lot of guys that genuinely think that that the girls are like, wow, are turned on by it, and maybe might start wanking after seeing it or something, and I think they're completely mentally ill. And the reason why these people would love to listen to a person like Bonnie Blue go on about how she loves having 1,500 dicks inside her each day, you know, and might even do more in the future, you know, that there are some people who will believe anything because they want to believe that this is true. They want to believe that women are like this, and the ultimate goal of the feminist movement is to just let women have sex with everyone every day and just suck dick all day. I mean, there's some really mad people that would listen to that and just be like, wow, that is my dream girl. Bonnie Blue is my dream girl. But these people are mentally ill, and I think they're seeing in her just what they wished that existed, the type of girl that they want. And I'm just wondering, am I doing the same with all these war pictures? You know, I don't like Islam, I don't like the belief, I don't like the covering of women, and therefore I kind of do want to believe that war is going on in the countries, because I want this sexism of women to end, and therefore am I. If I watch clips of war and videos of things being blown up, that's supposed to be all against the Islamic regime, you know, am I just doing what these sick people are doing to Bonnie Blue? Am I just thinking, oh wow, I want this to be true, you know, because I don't like it. I don't like seeing women wearing burqas and stuff, and if these women die, I feel like if they've chosen to wear a burqa, and if they generally like wearing a burqa because they think that Allah wants them to wear this, well, they're believing lies, and they're actually just promoting something that I absolutely hate, and therefore I feel like, you know, death is wrong, but if they're killing this sort of sexism, if they're killing people who have very sexist views, now even if they are the women that are being persecuted by their own sexist views, I don't care, because I don't like these sexist views, and therefore, you know, there was a big question of, this person died for this reason, this woman died because of showing her hair, this 9-year-old died because of rape and stuff, which is awful. But at the same time, if that 9-year-old girl happened to be a 50-year-old man that married a child and did the same thing to her, then do I care? No, because that's like justice almost, but I don't know if that is the case, or if that girl just happened to be human for the first time. I think usually it's males but I don't know. I don't 100% know that every Islamic person was male first and then female. I don't know that. That's just a guess, and therefore maybe I don't know. And I, as a human, I don't. There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I don't want to just be sick and believe that things are happening because I want them to happen, and I don't want to believe, I want to know the truth, and I don't feel like I can trust CNN or BBC nowadays, and therefore I just have to focus. The guy with the dog, the Mario guy, he the dog that's called Mario, he's not called Mario, but I know he knows about my religion, and I know it's not that he doesn't believe or doesn't believe. It's that he knows that he can't, regardless to what he believes, there's nothing he can do. And I just feel like then he feels like in the same sort of trap that I'm in. And that's kind of how I feel about war. I know war is going on, but I also know that there's nothing I can do because I can barely correct my own life and get my own life better. And therefore, if you see lots of problems and know that you can talk about them, but no, you can't even talk about them because you don't even know what's truthful and what's not. If I saw someone being hanged on my street, then I would, say it, but I would also feel a huge amount of fear over the people that hanged the guy on the street might start hanging me next if I talk about it. So, I know there's a lot of fear, and I think if I'm hearing views that are first-hand, people saying, I have seen this with my own eyes, or my sister was killed for this reason, it is more believable. But then again, if I'm only watching it through a video that I'm seeing online, it's like, how do I know this is even the truth? Maybe this isn't the truth. Maybe this is just someone trying to stir up trouble. Maybe this isn't even a real person. Maybe this is just an AI thing that's just created some sort of real person to look like something, But then again, I know even if it is a real person, that doesn't mean the story's not real. If someone knows that they have seen people being murdered on their street for doing silly things like showing an ankle or dancing, someone danced and was tortured and put in prison. If they know for a fact that that is real but don't want to show their face, they could even get a fake AI Muslim person to tell their story whilst also hiding behind the fake AI. So just because even if it did turn out to be an AI fake person, that doesn't mean the story is not true. But maybe the story is just a lie. So it's just, we're in this age now where society's better if you know that the people who say things because it's the truth, and not just say things because they want to believe it's the truth, or because they like pissing people off, or like winding up, or like causing trouble. And we're in an age now where we really need to have a better quality of people who generally want to do what's best for others or right for others. And okay, sometimes lying is actually right for others, but what is your motivation, and what do you know, and what do you believe, and what is the truth?